Is yours good?
Girl, mine is delicious. You talking about yours is
It's edible.
She's so stupid.
I wanted some bread, but it's all good. I'm with you. That's all that matters. You know what I'm saying?
I'm
It's
so
good.
glad you're back.
Speaking of that, my friend, how are you really? I haven't seen you really talk to you. You know, people really don't know all the ins and outs, and neither should they. But you've been through some stuff. And I just want to let you know, girl, you my Sheba, like for real, girl. You be getting out there, you be doing the doggone thing. But how are you overall, bro? You may put on a smile or whatever, but life be life. Are you good?
Life gonna life, regardless if you want it to life or not.
Amen.
I'm really good. I will say that probably ever since I've been in Panama, I've been the most relaxed, the most peaceful.
That's a blessing.
It is, but grief has its ups and downs.
Yeah.
It could be anything. My daughter passed away when she was 18. So she was ready to go to college, ready to start her life. She just moved out the house. So she didn't get to do anything. So now every time school starts for colleges, that triggers me. It triggers me
How
bad.
do you deal with that though? Do you have an outlet? I mean, or you just take and internalize things and just keep it to yourself? Like, what do you do?
Well, I'm pretty much...
If you don't mind me asking.
No, it's okay. I'm pretty much a loner.
Because I don't want to be insensitive. Obviously, I've never lost a child, so...
No,
it's too much.
No, it's okay. I mean, this is stuff people be wanting to know.
Okay.
And judging me over.
Oh, judging?
Yeah, honey. With grief, you get a lot of judging because people think that because I lost my husband and then my daughter, that, I mean, they ask me all the time, if this was me, I wouldn't be able to handle it. Like, I don't even know how you're functioning right now.
Real talk.
But at the end of the day, I was spared. And I'm still here. So I'm here with the bills, the grandbabies.
See, they don't see that part,
right.
The end part.
I'm here with 2 other children.
That's true. I didn't think about it like that.
Yeah.
You lost. You did lose. But you still got to carry on, like you said, with the bills.
It's crazy.
The everyday mojo that goes on with being a widow. Making sure things are taken care of where your husband used to take care of, or your daughter.
Girl,
I didn't think about that.
I didn't know nothing. My husband paid all the bills. I didn't even know who our mortgage company was with.
That's hard.
So, nor did I even care about knowing the passwords to everything. So I had to
Well, how did you survive? What'd you do? Like that?
I had to go through all the papers, all through scratch paper. I had to figure it out.
And you did.
And I did.
During probably one of the toughest times of your life, you had to figure that out.
I had to figure it out. But you know what? After they passed away, I just sat by myself in the house for months. Numb. But I went through paperwork. I went through stuff. Because you're in shock. Like, I was like, he's coming back.
Denial.
Straight denial. And this was just, for my husband. And then when my daughter passed away, it was like, I really didn't even face that. I just was like, she's still here. She's going to call me. She's going to... But they're not.
I mean, people don't realize that you lost your husband. Like, it wasn't like, oh, he had cancer, so he was in hospice. This was very sudden, unexpected. We're more able to deal with grief when it is expected.
Know, right.
Like my mom died.
Yes.
But she had Alzheimer's and she had been sick.
And you knew
that at some point she was going to die.
You knew, right.
But to get a phone call, are you Mrs. So-and-so?
Girl, I didn't even get a phone call.
What?
I told you, we went to buy a car. I was there. We were there all day. And after we got my car, he was like, well, I'll just follow you home. So I drove the new car home, and I thought he was behind me. So as soon as I get home, I'm like, okay, maybe he just stopped to get something to eat.
Right.
Girl, he never came home.
I didn't know that.
He never came home. So the next morning, I'm calling everywhere, and I'm like...
Where'd he go?
He went into, I guess, what they call, like, a diabetic coma. where.
I remember, where did he go? Was he driving?
Yeah, he just veered off on the side of the road.
My Jesus.
Where in one of the parking lots where I used to work, my real estate company. Yeah, he pulled over in there, and that's where he spent the night. He couldn't remember the code to his phone. He couldn't remember. He couldn't even answer it because you need to put in your code before you can say hello. So I'm calling him all night and nothing. And so by the time I woke up the next morning, then I'm really getting worried. So I'm like, okay, well, let me call around and see. Hospital, police station, maybe something happened. And I got a 911 operator. And she told me, she was like, oh, did your husband drive a white Mercedes? I was like, yeah. We picked him up this morning. I was like, praise God.
Oh my God, I got chill bumps. Look at that.
Girl, I thought he was, I was like, oh my God, he survived. He's alive. Like, oh my God. So,
they picked him up this morning.
Picked him up. They found, when he was saying, I'm diabetic, but he was still kind of delusional.
Yeah.
And, so they
But he
came.
was able to call.
No, he didn't call me.
No, I'm talking about 911 because you know
No,
you don't call
because that was a parking lot where I worked. So when workers started coming, because remember, he was there all night.
Oh, when they started coming, they called.
Yes. Someone saw him out there.
Gotcha.
And was like, okay, this guy needs help.
Something's going on.
Right. And so they called the ambulance.
Was he still alive then?
Yeah, he was up. He was talking. Okay. He was like, that's what I'm saying. He was saying, I'm diabetic.
Okay.
So they took him to the hospital and started trying to figure out what was wrong with him. Girl, but the crazy part is, once this operator told me where they took him, once I got the doctor, they was asking me, talking about, well, you'll be glad to know that he wasn't on drugs. Girl. Yes, they did.
Very insensitive and uncalled for.
I was like, first of all, he didn't do drugs, drink, smoke, nothing.
Sit up.
Never.
Wow.
So I'm trying to tell him about, he's a diabetic, so they can give him the right type of juices to make his balance back right. And he's still talking about he ain't on drugs. We're trying to figure out what's wrong. So after that,
They took him in.
I'm trying to get connected with him in the room, so they finally connect me to his room, and I spoke to him.
Okay.
He was like, hey, babe, come and get me. He was still kind of aggressive.
Okay.
Because he doesn't like the hospitals. He was like, just come and get me now. I was like, okay, I'm coming. I love you. Just come. Don't tell me to calm down. Just come and get me. I was like, okay, I'm coming. I have to go take a COVID test first. Because, remember then we couldn't get in the hospital. I couldn't just go up there.
That was during that time.
Yeah, so I had to go and pay $150, take the COVID test, an instant one at that.
I got you, yeah.
I did
I
that.
about that.
I did the COVID test, took it to the hospital. I pushed the button to get into ICU. Nobody's answering the button. I'm just sitting there pushing. And next thing I know, it was like, cold blue. All the doors just open up. And people just started running in. And I was like, okay, well, I've been standing out here for a minute. And it really didn't dawn on me what cold blue was. Girl, I walked through the doors, and it was him.
You saw that?
Yes.
I did not know that, sis.
I saw
Not only did you know husband died the next day.
No,
But you've seen it.
Yes. And then I guess the doctors and stuff, they looked up and they were like, I think that's his wife. Can you get her out of here?
Right.
Because they were in the full.
Yeah, to resuscitate him. That's right.
So,
what was your reaction? I can't even. I'm hearing you tell the story. Yes, you're calm about telling the story, but I know you probably was like, what the heck? Because
girl, I just had to. You heard me. I don't know if you heard me breathe just now. I've been telling it with holding my breath. It's such a.
To literally walk through it, you had like an out of body experience probably. Because you saw it. You were there.
When I was in there, it didn't really dawn on me that.
That's not happening.
Right.
You were there.
Like, you're gonna, like, why? I just spoke to him.
I get that.
It's the same day. So, like, it really didn't register. Cold blue, what was really happening. So, they did take me out during that first cold blue, and I'm sitting there, and I was just kind of like, well, what's going on? You know, maybe it still didn't really register yet.
And he didn't see you, but you saw him. But the way that you saw him was not. That's like the last memory you have of him. They're trying to resuscitate him.
The last memory is spending all day at the car lot, and actually it's so crazy because that day I had car problems. And I was like, honey, I can't have this car. I can't be out here unsafe. So that's why he took me to get a new car.
I understand.
And
you actually see him.
we had lunch that day. We had a great day. So it was a very nice, sunny, perfect day. So,
but the last time you see him, when the doors open and they come, or you didn't get a chance to see him.
No, I saw him.
See? He's doing whatever he's doing. Whatever people do whenever they call
the whole everything on like you see on TV.
Jesus.
All of that.
It was just like that.
Yep. And I was there by myself, mind you. By myself, no support, no nothing.
And of course they rushed you out the way.
They got me out the way.
Obviously.
They got the heartbeat right. But now later I know that was just the medication of the energy that they were pumping in him. So he couldn't breathe on his own. He couldn't breathe on his own.
You had to make that call.
Yeah, I made him resuscitate him a couple times with me standing there.
Standing there?
No, I did. Yeah, after that first cold blue, I guess they didn't know how I would handle it, but once I figured out, okay, this is what we're doing, I stayed by his side and called his family. You know,
but he was on a ventilator.
I know, but still, I let them talk to him in his ear. And
no, I'm asking. You're telling me he was on a ventilator. When the family came and stuff, or
nobody came. Nobody came. We lived probably like an hour and a half away. His family's in LA and kind of all over the different.
They weren't local. Okay.
No, they weren't. But I had called the brother and some nieces.
Ventilator, right? Or had he passed?
No, he didn't pass. I mean, well, in my opinion, when you can't do any of that on your own, you're gone.
Yeah.
So
I told you her. I don't want to live like that. I told my children, do not keep me in a vegetative state, and I mean that.
Well, it happened so quick. I don't even think he was on a ventilator because he only had something up his mouth, and I don't know if it was a ventilator or not. Now that you asked me that, I have no idea. But everything was so quick. So, but yeah, I made him resuscitate him maybe 3-4 times. With me there because the doctor was saying, Retriever, you can do this 1,000 times. He's not doing this on his own. And it only kills the organs and makes the process harder. That's what he said to me. But I made him do it 3 more times, and then so he let me see that it was just nothing else left. Yeah, he did. He did right in front of my face.
I had not a clue. Oh my gosh. Not only did you witness your husband dying in front of you, you can't smile, you can't take in, figure out a way to move forward.
Well, after that, I kind of got anxiety went through the roof. Oh, God. Hey, guys.
You already
I'm like, yeah, I never really told the story before, so why not? Why not?
Well, obviously I didn't realize she was recording like that. I don't want to be,
No, it's okay.
you know.
It's okay. This is the reason I started the channel, so I do want to share my story. Wasn't knowing that I was going to share it today. But there it is.
I just want to tell you that no matter what people say or whatever conclusions that they make, at the end of the day, you're stronger than you'll ever know.
Well, I will speak on that. It's so all that I've seen of death and those type of situations were on TV. So I'm thinking I'm gonna get the chaplain, I'm gonna get the Red Cross, everybody gonna come and hug me and make sure I'm okay. So mind you, I drove that new car to the hospital thinking I'm going to visit my husband because he's okay. Now he's gone. They give me a plastic bag of his belongings. And I walked down, all I can remember is walking down this long white hall with very bright lights on the top, by myself with this bag. By myself. I didn't see nobody. There was nobody escorting me for everything I just witnessed, and like, that's my husband. I got into the car. I put his belongings in the passenger seat, and I just cried. I was like, what is happening? Like, this is unreal. This cannot be this.
Just like that, within 24 hours.
Girl.
Gone. A joyous lunch day, get your new car,
Gone.
with hubby,
Gone.
Next day gone.
I'm putting his belongings in the passenger seat. He never even got to drive the car. I'm still working on mine. I know, girl. It was a lot.
Nobody knows.
Nobody knows.
So when you finally got a chance to get in contact with his family and tell them that he had passed, it was then where they were like, oh, what happened? What's going on? I know you're an hour and a half, but if you call me and tell me that my brother, I'm there.
Well, I actually reached out to his niece on Facebook. Me and her are friends. She has a really great hair oil that grows hair. Yes, she has it. I wish I had the company name right now. Yes, because I would tell y'all about it. Because I probably would share it later.
All about trying to get that hair going.
So I followed her on Facebook, and I bought the oils and all this. So she was the only person that I knew. Well, I knew the mom and the dad and her sister and his sister, but we've had some tragedies there too. So I called the niece and told her, and I told her to call the family. So, and to give them my number, and gave her my number, and then after that, that's when people started calling me. Well, his brother.
What happened?
I think I talked to his brother and his sister. Yeah.
And then see, you got to deal. See, nobody realizes this. You got to deal with that on top of it, right? Meaning, like, okay, I just lost my spouse, lost my life. Had a beautiful day before.
So that was my second chapter. That was supposed to be my forever. He was supposed to be here with me.
That just goes to show.
It changed my entire life.
Your whole trajectory has completely changed.
My entire life.
As a single, vivacious woman who is a widower now. That was
And
not
the crazy
my
part
life.
is, I'm a real estate agent. He's a real estate recruiter. We work together. Like, we did a lot of stuff together. Like, we tag team
and peanut butter.
Yes.
Cereal and milk.
So, you know what's crazy? After he passed, I haven't done real estate again. I just stopped. It just didn't seem the same. I just
See, nobody knows.
It just didn't feel like me anymore.
They see you now. They see the thriving, surviving. But I'm sure you have days that come, like you said, there are certain triggers that will take and illuminate certain things that happen in your mind when passing of your spouse happens. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I wouldn't know too much about thriving because
You're thriving.
well, and I appreciate you saying that because I feel like
Considering.
well now that I'm in Panama, now that I've settled in Panama, I feel the most relaxed, the most at peace with me and my loved ones that have passed. But being back home in the States, I felt like I was just surviving. I was surviving every day, and then I had really bad PTSD. I didn't even like to leave the house. I
All
thought,
the stuff that happened while you were in the States. I get it.
if I leave the house, I'ma die. So I stayed in the house, girl. Ate my life away. I gained so much weight. I gained a lot of weight, but it made me feel great. I didn't go outside.
So have you had any kind of grief therapy to help you?
No.
Would you recommend to people that they might?
I would recommend it for people who are not as self-aware of their feelings and their emotion and how they handle stuff. For me, I'm a problem solver. I've always been a problem solver in my career. So this was just another problem. It was a problem that yeah, it's a lot different. It was a problem that affected me, that hurt me, but at the end of the day, it was a problem that I still had to solve. Like I couldn't just hide. I couldn't just